Okay, so it's 3:30 on the 19th, and I've been up for a while. I think when I got up, it was like 1:42 or something, and I was like, "Oh fuck, are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "Okay, well, I'm just gonna get up for a while. I'm on my third cup of tea, and look at TikTok, or check my phone or whatever, and then I'll just go back and take a nap after." Because when Stella started, she is so uncomfortable. And it is steamy. It is steamy. I swear to God, it feels like we're being microwaved. It comes in, too, and it's like, fuck. Just got a wave of it just a second ago, and it's like, fuck, man. God damn. And I've got the fan on the highest. But today her cooling pad comes, so I'm hoping that that's going to help her with sleeping. But but I was kind of laying there awake and uncomfortable already anyways. So anyways, I got up, but the thing is, I can't believe how fucking fast time is going. It is seriously going so fast. And I'll tell you what was weird even. So yesterday morning, I decided I was going to run up and get water before it got too hot. And so I did my regular morning stuff, because I'll get up, do this, take the dogs on a walk, lay outside to get my early morning sun, because I don't know how you can be out in the sun when it's it's like hot. It's so fucking hot. So even in the early morning, it's still hot as shit. So I'll do that, and then when I got done, which I keep getting done earlier and earlier because the bugs, man, I swear to God, the bugs are intense. The and my sensors on my body, they're highly, like, everything feels like it's just like Archie, he's gonna be right here touching me, and it's like, oh God, and just touch. It just feels intense. Then anyway, so I had this movie on. I'm on this vein of weird 90s thrillers. But anyways, so I had this movie going and I wanted to keep watching it. And so I started it back over. And it was at like 22 or 25 minutes or something. So I started back over and I thought, okay, I'll probably get back just in time where I was. And so I'll just pick up where I was or go back a little bit more. And so I go up to the store, get my water, got a couple more things that were on sale, come back. So I wasn't there very long. Come back, come in the house, bring my stuff in, and go over to the TV. It had been 50 minutes. It had gone 50 minutes on the TV, but I was like, there's no way. I think it was like I was gone like 25 minutes. It's like, how is everything out of whack like this? It's so weird. And if you remember, I said this years ago. I said I noticed that, like, I was watching something and it wasn't going with time. It was like, it was weird. Because it was like, this had gone for an hour and a half, but the time had gone like, I don't remember what it was. And this was a few years ago. But anyways, it was just something I noticed. But yesterday it was extreme. It was like, I don't know, it's weird. And I know I've heard somebody else online say something about that a certain amount of time had passed, but what they were watching, it wasn't in alignment. But yesterday it was like, that was wacky. So, and when it's super wacky, it messes with your mind. You keep on thinking, well, maybe I didn't start over, but I know I started it over. So, anyways, the the blue chair's coming to my mind. Is that blue motherfucking chair? It is a daily conversation. The new one came yesterday, and but it's still in the box because I don't know. It's so funny because to me it just seems so absurd that somebody is coming and going through all this stuff, is able to pull this chair out without touching anything else, and the chair just disappears. And to me, this is a supernatural world, and there's constantly supernatural things happening for her, but she just is like completely resistant to it. If it doesn't come off of a podium from a preacher, then it's not real. And oh yeah, and the compliancy issues. Older people are so fucking programmed. I just can't even believe, like, that's the way it is. Well, that's the way, it's like you go with it and you stop trying to resist it and stuff. It's like, no, nothing changes unless you resist it. Like, and it doesn't have to be the way it is. But it's just like, they're so ingrained into the system. It's trippy. But like the other day, like, okay, so there was these eye drops for dogs. And, dogs get their eyes, and they get the cataracts and stuff, and they get this fuzzy look in their eye, like it looks like a white fuzzy look in their eye. And so these drops do something. I mean, I don't know that they do anything for the cataracts, but they do something for that white fuzzy look so that they can see clear or something. So I had told her about these drops I had seen, and so she got them for her dog, for one of the dogs. And but now 2 of them have gotten them, and now I'm looking at all their eyes like, I think they all need them. But except for the young ones, the older ones, it looks like, fuck, I'm so hot. It looks like that they all need them. So anyways, so she had ordered these drops. Well, then Amazon sent her eardrops, totally different brand, totally everything off. So she had to reorder them and had to return those ones. So she reordered them and got the right drops. And so the other day she was getting the drops to give them because she can't see, so I was gonna put them in the eyes. Which there's a whole thing about that too. Like, oh my god, it's so funny because it is like it's a compliancy unless it affects you, which is I'll say that in a second because it's just funny. And so anyway, so she goes, did you order drops too? And I was like, no, I mean, my dogs don't have that. And I said, I didn't order any. And she goes, well, that's weird, how do I have 2? She pulls them out, she's got 2 of them now. I was like, oh, maybe they exchanged the drops for the chair. Oh my god. It's like, well, that's how the universe works. Like, it's probably trying to get you to realize there's some magic going on, but it's very resistant because it's like, well, it can't be real, because this place is real, and nothing. I don't know. It's funny, because I've seen this happen with other people, like where they'll go to put like their kids' shoes away, and suddenly there's a second pair of shoes that match the other pair, and they're like, what the hell is going on? How is there 2 pairs of shoes? I don't know. You got a merging of realities? I don't know. So I don't know. That just cracked me up. But on this one thing, hold on, let me drink this. Because that's a huge argument that we'll have. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna sit and argue about stuff, because it just, I don't know, it's like pointless, and it can turn so bitter so quick. And so it's like, you gotta see what you see, and I gotta see what I see. But but anytime that certain things are brought up, it's always like, no, you just have to do what you're supposed to do. And now the thing is, well, luckily I follow the rules, or you wouldn't have anywhere to be. Because like I stopped paying those motherfuckers. And oh yeah, oh god, that's so creepy. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so anyways, so and there's been these arguments over the insurance, which now I went back and got my own insurance again. I got it off of the, because it was not saving me money, which, weird, this morning when I get up, I have a voicemail from her insurance company wishing me happy birthday. I was like, what? That is so weird. And I mean, made a whole call about it. So anyways, I'm sure they are nice people, but there's lots of nice people out there working for these corporations and doing what they're told. And what they're told is to fuck us all. And so, you know, there's people who don't realize like the parts they play. They're gonna wake up to it though. So, anyways, um, I have been saying for a long time these insurance companies are fucking crooked as fuck, and they're gonna go bankrupt anyways. And I mean, look at all these fucking disasters. They were going in and like there was somebody who was in Texas, I think it was, and was like the week before the flood. Oh my God, Zach. Like the week before the flood, their insurance notified them that they no longer have flood insurance. Okay, so fucking ridiculous. Okay, my hair is already fucking driving me crazy. So, anyways, I've been saying for a fucking long time, ever since the insurance company started raising my insurance on my car, and then they started blaming it on my ticket and stuff. Like, you wouldn't even believe. You would think over this fucking ticket that happened 3 fucking years ago, for on the freeway, passing a motherfucking truck to get over to that fucking exit, in a, which they ticketed me for 5 over on the motherfucking freeway. And they just don't say, oh, well, I'm a dangerous driver. I mean, I'm fucking danger. And so they gotta raise my insurance on this fucking ancient goddamn car I drive. So, and I gotta pay way over the value of my car. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. I'm so, oh, I just get started on that shit. I just fucking chew it off, get pissed off. So anyways, and see, that's one thing that really irks people about me, because I'll like go off on this stuff like it's fucking bullshit, man. They're fucking crooked ass shit, and everybody else is like, no, you just don't really shut up. And it's like, no, it's fucking bullshit, man. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So anyways, so they started raising my insurance and stuff, and then I thought, well, you know, I'll go on a plan, because before, when I had a bunch of things on my insurance, your insurance goes so far down. Not anymore. So they say they do, but they raise it way up so that they can lower it. So it was fucking high on here. So it's high on them all. It's fucking bullshit, man. And so anyways, I was talking about how crooked the insurance companies are, went on hers, and then of course it was just bullshit. And I complained about it, and she thinks her people, she's been with them all for fucking 30, 40 years, whatever. They're the greatest. They're nice people. Well, yeah, they'll call you on your birthday. It's like, so weird. So, anyways, so this thing about insurance has been, and then in the shenanigans, how it's all connected. Yeah, because I don't forget, I didn't pay that ticket. I never, like, when I said I wanted it reduced, so put it before the judge, and the judge came back and said, okay, I'll pay $100. I said, you fucking kidding me? I was on the phone with the lady, because it took months and months. Finally, I call, and then she's like, oh yeah, it's $100. And I said, are you fucking kidding me? And she's like, no. I said, that's the reduced fee for this fucking ticket. And it was like, that's some bullshit. I said a bunch of stuff. I hung up on her, and then I didn't pay it, because it's like, you know, and it's risky, man, because these motherfuckers will arrest you and put you in jail for shit. Everything you do, you know, is like, fuck, we're at risk. If you're a goddamn perv, you got it made. But if you're a normal fucking person, then it's like, fuck, you're dodging the fucking insanity. And so, so anyways, I didn't pay, and so it's been this thing. But then, so somehow, suddenly my insurance went up, and I was like, this is all, they're all connected. This is all a big fucking scam. And so I've been out and ranting about that for years, which I said in the comments, Crystal, about that. I went back and listened on the thing where you said, and it sounds so different. Oh my God, it sounded so different in person than it sounded on there. Oh, that was weird. But anyway, so I I haven't been ranting about the fucking bullshit of the connection, the fucking the web that they wrap around us of their fucking nonsense and how it's all connected and stuff. And when I went on her insurance, so it was that's oh yeah, okay. So last July at my birthday, my license expired, and so then, so I had just went on her insurance, and so they called me, and they said, "Oh, your license is expired." I was like, "It did?" And they're like, "Yeah." And so I went and looked, and yeah, it had just expired. So like they right away call you. And so I went down and got a license, which I had no idea about the real license at the time. And I still paid like $100 for this motherfucking license. And it's supposed to be like 8 years or 6 years or something, some long time. And so I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna get the longer thing. And I didn't nothing about. I assumed that because I had just gotten a license, when they started saying that, you know, well, the real license and all shit, I assumed that that's what I had. Like, you know, well, I just got a license. If that's the new license, then I must have it. No, no, no. That's not how it works. So you gotta pay $100 for this one. Well, you still gotta go get another one. It's another $100 motherfucking dollars. So it's like fucking bullshit. Every fucking thing is such a. I sometimes it boggles my mind what bullshit we go fucking through and what we fucking just. It's no wonder everybody's fucking depressed. No wonder everybody's just fucking lost. So so anyways, I was like, that's some fucking bullshit, and I swear to God, what the fuck? God damn, and it's still dark out, of course, so it's fucking creepy as fuck. What the God? Hopefully it was just the flag. That's what it was. It was the flag. That was still snoring or sighing in her snore sleep. Oh my God, I swear to God, everything is so fucking intense. But anyways, so this is okay. I don't even know if I can cover all the things. Okay, so have gone off my mom's insurance. So when she was canceling me off, then they said she cannot drive your car. It is dangerous. You 100% cannot let her drive your car. Which, I mean, at this point, I'm gonna start saying I'm not. No, we will my car, and I'm gonna use the insurance thing as a thing. But the backseat, God, can't handle it. It's like I'm gonna lose my motherfucking mind. I am over 60 motherfucking years old. Which makes me highly sensitive to how I treat my kids. Like, okay, they're goddamn adults. Stop your shit. And because I can be known to be a backseat driver myself. I got driving with my kids. I'm like hyper alert. I've been in wrecks where I am the passenger, a few. And so I have a hypersensitivity. I'm like watching, I'm slamming my feet down on the brakes that I don't have. And so then it drives my kids crazy if I'm driving with them in the car because I'm constantly, it's like, I can't handle it. And so anyways, it makes me a lot more aware of, you know, treating people like adults when somebody doesn't treat you like one. And so so anyways, the insurance company said she cannot drive your car at all. And so then now her license has expired this birthday, which is Monday for her, because she had me when she was 16, but she turned 17 a few days later. And so her license expires on Monday. And then and you know, she can't see. That's why I'm driving, because she can't see, because she's got the macular, and she does all the in the eye, which I think makes it way worse. Because, and there's always that, you know, if I say that, well, there's always the comeback, you know. And it's like, dude, I was facing blindness. I was losing sight. I couldn't see. My eyes were getting worse and worse and worse, and they just kept telling me I was going to go blind. And I still dropped them and went towards the natural and just, you know, risked it all. And now my eyes, like, fuck, dude, my eyes are so, like, I don't wear glasses I don't put on the reader, nothing. And it's, it's you can heal stuff. That's all I can say. You can heal shit no matter what. You don't need them. Like, even my brother now, who's got the leukemia, it's like, oh well, like, there's nothing you can do. It's like, there's shit you can do. And he's got the clogged up system of the filter system. Like, it's what have I been saying? Your filter system is important, and when it clogs up, you're gonna have fucking issues. And people don't know to keep their system clear, and they just do a lot of toxic shit and don't take care of themselves because they don't understand the importance of lifestyle. And so, anyways, that's a whole other fucking thing. And I've got a lot of things coming into my mind. Okay, so anyways, on this insurance, so anyways, she has to go get this license. So there's been all this talk, well, what do I get? What do I do? Do I get the real license? Because that's the only way I can go on the plane and go see my other brother while he's still sick. And and I don't even know when you get to be, because I think there's some stuff about when you reach a certain age that they make you do a driving test. And, she's getting up there. So I don't know what the deal is. And it may be different in all the states, but she's got to go get this thing. So she's like, well, do I pay all the money for that? Do I just get an ID? Do I get this? Do I get that? And it seems like, she needs to pay to get the real license if she wants to go anywhere, but she can't drive. So my thing is like, well, you're not even supposed to be driving. And so she's like, well, she's gonna go like trick him or something. And I said, well, hopefully you can pass the eye thing. And she's like, well, the doctor said I probably could. I'm like, okay, so you're not supposed to be driving. And I said about the insurance thing. And she said, well, I don't want them to know I'm not supposed to drive. I was like, the tangled web we weave. And so anyways, I think we'll see how this goes down when she, because that's a big disruptor that can happen there then. So you're gonna go to get this license, maybe pass it, maybe not pass it, then your insurance is gonna, because they're gonna call, they'll call Monday, or no, they won't call Monday, they'll call the first day of August, as soon as the month is up. I think you have your whole month of your birthday of when it expires. But then as soon as, it could be the day after your birthday, I don't know. But the insurance company will call and say, hey, you got to go get this. So you're going to have to go down and get it. Then you're going to have to do whatever it takes to get whatever it is you're looking for, which the easiest thing would be just to get an ID. But she wants to have the illusion that she's still driving. And I don't know, the whole thing is just, it's so tangled. It's so, and I don't know. I'm just curious to see how it works out. We're talking about tangled. Okay, remember this is a disturbing. Seriously, the guy in Arizona who he left his little 2-year-old. She's cute as hell. When they put the picture of her, so he left his little 2-year-old in the car on one of the hottest days in Arizona. So she's in there cooking, and he's in watching PORN and something else. He did some weird shit for a few hours while she's just sitting in the car cooking. And so she didn't make it. She's gone. And he was supposedly getting charged. But he is awaiting trial, no bail, nothing like that. And now they've put their house up for rent, and they've gone and moved to Hawaii or something. Him and his wife stayed with him, and he's got other kids. She's all good on this. And they're buying $1 million house or something, like in Hawaii or something. Which there's another one too of a woman who just got busted because the corruption is getting, but people have been doing corrupt shit for a long time, and they're getting busted. And so this woman, she, in New York, she got on Section 8 housing. And so she had a place and she was paying $150 a month, $150 a month in New York. And, and she makes a lot of money apparently, but she doesn't even live in New York. She lives in like Florida or something, in some, she lives high on the hog, and she's charging 3,000 or 3,500 or something for the apartment that she's paying 150 for. So I mean, some of the stuff that the people come up with to do is like mind-boggling. Like, where do you even come up with this shit? You're gonna go get on Section 8, you're gonna get your place, and you're gonna rent it to people who really, well, they aren't Section 8 people. Those are just regular people then. They're paying $3,000 to her for her apartment that she's paying $150 for, and then she's using the money to live in Florida in some fancy place or something. Anyways, she got busted, and I don't even know what because that's one thing is Donald's going in on, man, the corruption. And people just don't realize, like, if you were doing all this corrupt shit and playing the game, there's gonna be an aftermath. There's going to be some circumstances you're going to have to deal with. And I don't know, like, what, if you've been committing fraud for a long, long time, how it's going to go. I don't know. I think that, Alligator Alley is getting filled up, though. And like this fellow over here who's getting $1 million house, no fucking bail, just after you've first degree. He's charged with first degree. Who knows if he's even gonna fucking face trial on this fucking corrupt shit. They probably just happen to move over there and fucking go. We'll let you off. Just go get kids. You don't even care about your own. Just grab us a few too. This world is it feeds off of these immoral people. People who just don't give a fuck. They fuck anybody over so they can have money. It's like, man, I'd rather choose to not have any money than to be a fucker. That's the way I look at it. This is what, this just hit me this morning. It was like this epiphany came across me where, okay, so this guy was showing, I don't know what all he shows, but it seems like he shows stuff about pizza places. And so he was showing this one. He said they found this one, and I think it's in Arizona too, which shocking. So it's right there, close to the border, and it's easy pickings. So, they just bring them to your door right there. So, and these fucking officials that are involved in this stuff, they're going down. Are these people all waiting on this fucking list? That is such a drop in the bucket, but it's going in harder on that too. He's like, no, you're giving us all the information. And then these people, it's going to be a wave of reality when this list is really being out there, when they really see what's going on. But they're all just hanging on it. And, oh, he's trying to hide himself. It's like, okay, that makes no sense, absolutely, since he's the one who ever started saying that that's who the people he's going after, are the people who do these crimes. So, and he did that, coming down the escalator in 2016 or something. So, yeah, but yeah, he was just out to expose himself. All this information that's hidden, he's going to bring it up to make sure we all know that he's a criminal. Like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, anyways, but these people, you don't have to make sense. They just feed off of the media, whatever, whatever the media is feeding them, they just, believe it. And so, so they're all sure, he's hiding it because it's his main character. It's like, oh my God. So anyways, that list is, it's like taking, the whole fucking dictionary and then saying one page of it is what we're going to focus on. It's like, fuck, dude, we just have no idea how big this shit is. So anyways, this guy's, he's checking out different pizza places and looking for what's to offer. And this one, which again I think is in Arizona, I don't know, I'd have to look at the video again. And but it is, and it's super high class. They've got other foods too, but they're known for how good they make their pizzas. And so, so this person goes there and is showing. So their decor, I don't know how you could get any creepier. I mean, I was like, I'm gonna go into the creepy hell fun house or something to go eat. It's so motherfucking creepy. There's like one fucking creep ass statue that looks like its skin has all been peeled off. It's got horns. It's got babies coming out of its butt. It's creepy as fuck. There's a whole thing on one of the floors where it's all cages, and inside the cages are dolls, lots and lots of creep ass dolls everywhere. And there's something else there was a bunch of just creepy art displays at this place. And oh, I gotta sneeze. Feels like another one's coming. So anyways, this place is creepy as fuck. And all of a sudden, when he was showing this, and it just all of a sudden hit me, is what if, you know how it became so popular, these places, and a lot of them became corporation owned, you know, like, I think Papa John's wasn't supposedly a corporation owned for a while, but I think it is now. I don't know. But there's a whole bunch, and they are franchises. And so the corporation owns them, and then you can buy in. And you can, you can open one here, but you got to buy in so you get the name. But for how popular they were, and it's weird too, because it used to be like, you could order one on a Friday night because it was cheap ass food. It was like you'd get one for like $10 and feed the whole family with it, And but how things have changed. Now it's like $30 at least. So, anyways, but when he was showing it, I was like, oh my God, what if it's always been a front? What if it was always a meeting place? Kind of like a church, where, everybody knows, like, well, if you go to this church, you get this. If you go to this church, you get that. So if you go to the Catholic one, you get this. If you go to the Lutheran one, you get this. Fuck, it's creepy. Every time there's something that hits out there, it gives me a heart attack. And so if you go to whatever denomination, this is what you're getting. If those places weren't put up always as a front, as a meeting place, as you can go there and it's a safe space. You can go there and you may not be able to talk to, go to Domino's and talk to the guys that are making it, but maybe if you get a hold of management, you might be able to order something special. So if it hasn't always been, and maybe there has been some that weren't as crooked as other ones, but all of a sudden I was just like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. It was right under our nose, and it's always been right there, and it's always been a place where they can go and make deals, and we just, we were supporting them. We're buying their goddamn fucking cheap ass fucking shit, and where everybody's hooked on it, and it was always like a key word. Just like these people, I don't know, this one comes to my mind with Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler, and I think it was on Ellen. And how many times can you say pizza? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, and Jen, she has the best pizza parties ever. Really? Really? I mean, you're just really riding on these pizza parties, huh? So, it just goes on and on about, how great it is and the best, and all that shit. It's like, you guys are a bunch of fucking weirdos, I swear to God. And, which they're dropping like flies too. They're all fucking keeling over. Probably because they don't get any of the, the elixir anymore. So, because I think they cut those flies down, at least where I think it got really hard to get, because even in 2020 when they started talking in code, and Hanks, of course, and they were talking in code. I think it was even before that, which now they're even saying like Cappy was a psyop. I don't know. He sure did tell a lot of information if he was tricking us. He really gave us a lot of insight, which now there's way more people who are starting to listen to the letter in the alphabet, because now they're starting to see the accuracy of what is being said. So now it's becoming way more of the talk over, what that letter says. And it's so accurate. It just trips me out. But you have people who really have been the leaders in that kind of stuff, and they are on top of that. Oh, this word was said, let's look it up. This word was said, let's look it up. And it's just like boom, 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 like, and it's so accurate to what's going on. And they drop these key words. When Donald's out there and he's making a speech and he says something, you think, well, that's weird. Well, let's go look it up. Oh, well, that's funny because it says exactly what's happening. So yeah, I've always found it fascinating. It's so elaborate and it's fascinating. And I think a lot of it has to do with Looking Glass or something. There's gonna be some stuff about it, I swear. But anyways, yeah, these people who are really into this stuff, and then they, if it's not like a key word, so then you hear somebody who's talking about it, it's like, oh, well, I also love pizza. It's like, I'd love to come to one of your parties. And then, but they, it's a key word and they know what they're talking about, and they can sit and talk about it in front of us and we don't know. And that was something too, that before Hank Pank, because he's gone. He's been gone for a long ass time. It's so funny how they have this character out playing him, but his brother looks just like him, and there's been speculation that it's his brother, and maybe his brother's trying to like not face charges, but they also have masks and shit. So they also have clones and shit. Like, there's a whole bunch of different ways to play this out, because they're playing it out so that we can see what's really been going on. And so it's there's people who are gone that they have still, the character is remaining so that they can show the links. I gotta get it out of my head. Like, if something really came walking through there, with horns and hooves, like, the dogs would notice immediately. Like, they would jump up, they would protect me. I would have a wall of protection. Well, Max is a little scared. Archie is fearless. That little bitch, he will fucking jump up, and he thinks he is Stella's size. The only time he doesn't think he's Stella's size is when Stella's like up on him. And then he's like, okay, this is a little intimidating. She's a shadow above me. But normally he's like a little fucking like, I'm ready to go anytime. And he's always, he's such a character. Max, on the other hand, is very passive. Max would be standing back here by me. He'd be like, oh, let them take care of it. And Stella would go at him hardcore. And Archie would be right there. They're partnered up. Look, that's what I said. If somebody came in and tried to break in or something, you'd have a tangle. Is you have the big one, and the little one is a fucking vicious little motherfucker. A little one will jump up, tear your throat out. Still a corner you, and the little one will jump up and tear you up. It's funny. So, anyways, I gotta get that in my mind. Like, anything that comes through there, except for, well, dogs can even see things that can be see-through. So they can sense things. They can see what we sometimes don't see. Which what is it? I was gonna say Aborigines or Appalachian, the little old, slave lady or something, the AI one who gives all these things. He talked about like the hate blue and stuff like that. She she had said, oh no, this was another one, another Appalachian grandma. Because this girl was like, what the stuff my grandma used to say is, a bunch of this stuff was things that I think a lot of us have heard, like don't whistle in the forest. Don't, if you hear somebody singing, don't go toward, if somebody sounds close, then they're way closer than you think. And if they sound far, they're close. If they sound close, run. And she said, what was one of them? It was one that was about something I was just about to say. Yeah, in my head, I feel like I'm swimming in a pool. So much stuff. In the forest. Oh yeah. If your dog won't enter a room, don't enter the room. If because your dogs can see things and sense things, and so to pay attention to what it is that they see and sense. Cats too, like they're always like looking around. They can see things. I think cats are like spiritual kind of beings, and probably a lot of them are fucking Egyptian, like that one cat that lady was talking to. Said, I've had a million lives. I've been a king. I've been worshipped. I'm a god, motherfucker. Take a knee, and but you don't take a knee to. You're not supposed to take a knee to anyone. You were supposed to raise your level and see yourself in the same way. You're not supposed to, because then you're letting another being in control of you. So, and that's what we're dealing with in this planet right now. What we're dealing with the people having to wake up and see, because they all take a knee to someone or something in a system that is here to minimize you, to keep you small, to keep you little. But it's a game, because if you leave, well, there's some kind of sense of some kind of a trap of people not being able to get out of this loop for a long time or something. But I don't know. There's also, a whole thing about coming into this, playing the game, and it's not. I don't know. It's all at your level of consciousness, and what is really trippy is because your level of consciousness can trick you. You could be in a loop and not even realize it. So I don't know. It's just trippy. You got to keep breaking through. And I know that a big part is you don't take a knee to another. You don't worship or just hang on the coattails. And that's why Donald is doing them a favor by just being whacked out and going here and going there and going all over the place. Because you need to not be hanging on the coattails. You need to go towards independence. And independence is sovereignty. Independence is aligning with self. And in order to align with self, there's a lot of aspects in order to break your programs and stuff, to find your own way into your own balance. So it is, there's a lot going on. And because now, so there's a whole bunch going on with this XRP thing. And the XRP, so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with it, so I keep seeing videos and stuff. And so now there's more companies or something that offered. I don't even understand all this fucking stuff about these, this crypto shit. The only thing I know about it is that the coin that's a bit was used by the elite in order to make purchases in the trade industry that we call the human. And so that is where they were using it in order to play shenanigans and stuff. It's corrupt, and it's driven by corruption. There's certain things that are going down. Right now, it's going way up, and I think sometimes things go up just to have a bigger fall. And so, but this thing, the one that starts with an X, is the building up. And so there's something about the SC or SEC or whatever it's called. One of these agencies, the Overlooker, is they are now acknowledging these other companies that supply this stuff. And so I don't know where all this, you know, gazillion dollars is going, but it's, you know, it's going back to us. However it gets there, it's going back to us. And so anyways, but Donald now has come out on this just coincidentally, right? Just coincidentally, it's, you know, he's out there saying, because Congress or all these senators, the way he always says stuff, sir, please do this, sir, please do this. It's always funny the way he says stuff. I think he's funny. And so that he's saying all of these people are like, sir, please, we need to go, we need to take the central banks to crypto. That's what we need the central banks to be crypto. And you know, the central banks are going down, motherfuckers. That is it. They're gone. But so he's like, no, we're not doing that. And I don't even like that stuff. I don't think we need to even have that stuff. Which to me, he's bouncing around about this stuff. So, which is always to me is like, you know, like I see a basketball player like, oh, swish, I'm gonna whatever, they do the fake outs, I'm gonna go this way, but no, I'm going that way. That's what I see he's kind of doing. He's like, you know, which way am I going? Which way am I going? So it's, you know, he's definitely leading us, but you have to be along for the ride because it is like, it's all over the place. he's playing a game, and it's maneuvering around a bunch of shit and drawing people into the excitement of the game. And yeah, it's like the people are going to suddenly switch teams. He's going to swish, and people are going to switch teams. So which I'm really hoping August 1st, man, please. First thing I'm doing is getting someplace to live. That's what I'm doing. And soon as they start saying, oh, we got free here, free there, I was thinking maybe northern Idaho. Maybe I'll look for a place there. Northern Idaho is beautiful, and it's on the new map, even though it's closer to Yellowstone. And even though, you know, because everybody's still now, they're still real concerned about Yellowstone. And people are like, well, I don't know then if the animals aren't really going. But, you know, what is really happening is it was just posted in some science thing or something, newspaper or something, that in Yellowstone suddenly this blue pool of water has opened up. So there's things happening all around us. There is water's going to raise, water's going to come up from underneath us. And it's kind of like, it's because our history is going to come up from underneath us. It's kind of like to bring us into like a leveling or something, to get us to see the unseen. It is like this switchback. So it's like, yeah, there's going to be shit that's crazy, but that is where you get in tune to the universe and its cycles and the earth and what's happening. Then it's not so scary. But all these people are so scared of what's happening. I mean, yeah, it can be scary, but it's going to be bad for the people who don't pay any attention, the ones that aren't connected. And then fear is such a driver in the machine of this society. So and we are in the breakdown of our society, 100%. It's breaking apart, it's falling apart. And the best thing to do is connect to you, to your spirit. And that connects you into the universe. It connects you into the planet. It gives you a different connection. Like, and everything in this world is going to be pushing you out of, there's nothing to hold on to here. And it's going to keep pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. And so anyways, but Donald has brought those up, and he has said, no, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. So I don't know, because I know that the quantum thing is going to be the new system rather than the fiat, and they've already got the currency out. Oh, this was big news, which isn't being out there, but along with the, you know, where we're going, and like I've talked about, the peace, and all they're all signing on to these peace treaties, and everybody's coming together. And if you aren't coming together for the evolution of mankind, well, at this point, like, you're just at risk for, you know, just forget about it. And I think a lot of, there's some leaders that seem to understand what's going on in the world. And, and I don't know, what the deal is. Like some of, they're all at their own levels. So, but there are some that seem to understand. And it could be because they do have some kind of relationship with these multidimensional beings that we call aliens. And so they have information that, has been withheld from us, which is, hurting some people. But anyways, the big one is that who has come together now is the Koreas. The North and the South have now come together. Like, we're no longer at war. We're no longer fighting. We're friends now. And the news isn't talking about it. And I had seen a podcast yesterday, just a clip of it. Somebody shared on TikTok. And it was Charlie Ward, that other guy, the British guy, I can't think of his name. I think English. That guy, he has an accent, and he's been out in this community for long. I've seen him forever. And there was a third one, but he got killed a few years ago, where they said it was an aerosol. So they take these people out when they are sharing information. And I can't remember what his thing was, but anyways, it used to be 3 of them. But now it's still Charlie and this other guy. And there was a third person talking to him. Oh yeah, what was that? Because it was something I said that I had said. And then, oh yeah. I think it's Tim Pool, because the guy who was talking about this. So it was, this was a stitch. So it was a guy talking and another guy reacting, and they were talking about this other guy. I think they were talking about Tim Pool, and he's also been around through all of this stuff. I think he's more of a political kind of. Charlie and this other guy is more about spiritual and money and stuff, and health. And so anyways, but there's, disclosure people, which also Greer, he yesterday, he released a huge disclosure thing on the ufology stuff. So, I mean, they're coming out all over the place. And so there's a huge disclosure that he's released. And you gotta go and find it. People are like, it's gonna be taken down and stuff because it's got too much information. But anyway, so Charlie and them said that about the things that are happening, the peace treaties, and we're full speed ahead on this money deal. And then these 2 guys that were talking about, I think Tim Pool or whatever, they were talking about the EBS thing. And it's what I said the other day, that Tim has said, that it may not be this big giant thing that we're thinking. It may be done in smaller increments, which I said the other day. I said the way that different people's power keeps going out in different places, that could be this like small thing. They may not do this huge thing where everybody's goes out, but when it goes down in different places, it could be when they're switching over to this new system. So I was like, that's what I was thinking too. It may not be this giant thing where everybody's waiting for this big, EBS and power to go out and stuff. They may just be taking it out here and here and here, just doing it in little increments, going around and around, getting everybody switched over. And so, yeah, this other guy has said it too. So it very well could be. So even if we don't have this big drama that's going to happen before that, it still could be that this is, whatever redemption centers are open on August 1st. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know, what's going to go down and how it's going to go down. Which the girl who is always talking about the med beds, I saw her live yesterday for a minute, and so I listened for a second. And somebody was saying something about Donald. And that they're saying now with his health and stuff, but he's been checked out and everything's fine. It's just typical aging stuff. It's nothing to worry about. And so somebody was asking something about him, which, all these psychics, oh, his health, he's going to die any moment. And with the doctors are coming out saying, no, he's fine. It's no big deal. It's like, yeah, if you're taking aspirin for something else, and yeah, you're going to get big bruises, which, yeah, that's true. Very, very true. You got to watch out. You got to watch out taking aspirin. You got to watch out on all this blood thinning stuff. And you will get big bruises. And if you are getting big bruises, that can also be like, you can get other issues. So you got to watch out for some of the stuff. But anyways, I mean, he's being monitored or whatever. But anyways, the girl on the med bed thing, she said that there's a whole bunch of Donalds. Which one are you talking about? There's a whole bunch. That they said the real one is very safe and sound, healthy, no problems. I mean, but there's a whole bunch of other ones out there that are, you know, I don't know. It could be clones or something. Maybe they made a whole bunch of them so that they could have, you know, that. I see it like that little shell thing, you know, which one is he under? Which one is he? Because they're out there busily trying to, you know, do that little assassination situation on him. So, yeah, you would have to have decoys. So, so, you know, maybe one of the decoys is having health issues. That's the thing, too. That's the thing about clones. Which in that, there's this one girl talking to me on this comments of the lady who's going to clone her dog. And she said that at the vets, they do cloning all the time. She said, I've seen so much of this cloning. And she said, but the thing is that it comes out, a whole bunch of puppies come out. It's not just one, it's like a whole litter of puppies. And so, I don't know. I mean, they've already been doing all this cloning of all this. There's so much stuff going on, though. We just don't even, you know, people, you sit there and talk about clones and people are like, oh, that's stupid. That's dumb. What movie did you get that out of? And it's like, yeah, it's really going on. It's going on all around us. They got fucking centers. And there's weird shit with the Meghan Markle thing and where they went. And in Canada, there's this big fucking cloning center thing. And it's, I don't know, there's lots of weird shit, man. But anything you talk about and people are just like, no, that's not real, that's not real. Just like, you know, when I say government bugs, oh, that's not real. So you don't think, like, when they're taking in, like, beagles and fucking having bugs eat them and shit like that, you think, like, that's all just, you know, what do you think they're doing? You know, and now we got new diseases coming out. Oh, you get bit by this. Now there's a new one with another one with ticks. So, and it's serious business. You can bleed out from it or some shit. And so you think this is all happening naturally? No, it's not. What do you think the fraud's being paid for? Like, there's fucking mad scientists in these places that are coming up with this shit. Give me a mosquito and I'll make a lot of diseases come from it, and you can release about 100 billion of them out in the neighborhood and let's see what happens. That's the shit they do. That's the government bugs. They take one and they advance it. They make super soldiers out of some of these bugs. And that's fucking for real. And I swear to God, they are making like some kind of gnats or bugs that burrow into you. Like they land on you and they just fucking go in and attack from the inside. Like the advancement that they've got going. And they keep us all in the dark, driving around in these jalopies and thinking this is where we're at with technology. The whole thing is absurd. Like, you got to see, science is way more advanced than anything you can wrap your head around. And yeah, and these labs are fucking creepy fucking shit. And there's one reason why they constantly talk about this Han and the Wu situation and the function of gaining, you can, you know, what they're doing. And yeah, they are making super soldier bugs. They are making them where they can come and attack us. And this was, you know, where people all talk about the bird thing. And the birds, you know, got the bourgeoisie. And the birds are watching us and stuff. And so this, you know, and that's always a thing, like the people who sit there and say that, well, you're a bunch of wackadoos, and that, but then there's these kind of things that happen. So this lady, she's out cleaning the streets. You know, she got whatever, got a DUI, and I mean, you can kill your own kid and get, like, what was that one too? Yeah, because he's, oh yeah. It was 9 different men for 3 hours on an 11-year-old, something like that. Could have been more men. There was a lot of them. and she's 11, and they, you know, did what they did for 3 hours, this fucking kid, and then, and they were all different kind of Middle Eastern kind of guys. And so the judge, you know, she's an old white lady who, you know, is fucking weirdos. Like, what the fuck, man? And so their sentence was, you know, go clean the streets up. Like, you fuckwad motherfuckers. So, so anyways, you know, you can commit horrible crimes or you drive drunk, whatever. You just go clean the streets up. You spend a few hours picking up trash. So anyways, this lady's out there picking up the trash, and she sees a dead bird, and as she gets closer to it, so she took video and stuff to show. It had wires, it had a camera, it had all that stuff. And that's not the first one I've seen. I've seen other of these where people have found a dead bird, but when they go up, it's got wires and it's a fucking mechanical. So yeah, they're maybe not all birds, but again, the government does go in and tweak things. They go in and take this idea, well, they wouldn't notice birds are watching them because birds are everywhere. So let's go make our own birds and let's just put them out there. And then we can spy on the people so we know what's going on. And I'm sure they got microphones. And who the hell is sitting in the room listening and watching this shit? Is it a computer that's doing it? And then it alerts them to whatever. Oh, yeah, and the guy with the... having the affair that they just got busted, and whatever with this company now. There's so many people looking into this shit now. It looks like the company, which is called like Astronomer or something, I don't know, it seems like they're pulling out their support of him or something. Like, they'll drop you like a fucking potato, a hot potato. They don't give a shit. Like, they're not gonna have you bring them down. And a corporation doesn't give a fuck about you. And you go and you get yourself all jacked up on your power trip, then, and that's another thing where the universe is going to be pulling the plug, like on Huda. So she was super toxic through that whole show. And then she plays the victim. And what are we breaking free as humans? This victim mentality. You know, oh, it's not my fault. They made me. They caused it. They make me feel this way. It's like, no, it's you. It's you. And, but as long as people can keep blaming somebody else, they will keep doing it. But no, you got to take responsibility for yourself. And that's the change. That's what makes a change in your life. And so she is this huge victim, poor her, which her sister, she's got 3 sisters or something. And so of his 4 girls, I don't know how many kids are in this family. And I guess their dad's a wackadoo. And I don't know if he's a sex abuser or whatever, but he's wacky. So all these girls got problems, and so they're just toxic. Because the one girl, she was, one of the sisters just got busted this week. There's a whole article in Newsweek or something. And she got thrown off of a flight as she was in the bathroom. I don't know if it was United or Delta or something. So she may have been American Airlines, I don't know. But she was in the bathroom smoking. And the fire alarms went off, or smoke alarms went off. And it's like, you seriously can't go a couple hours without seeing? So anyways, she gets busted, and she's drunk as fuck on this plane, and the stewardess comes and, you know, says something to her, and she loses her mind, has a big fucking thing, starts threatening to stab everybody. She's gonna stab everybody on the flight. She's gonna kill everybody on the flight. So she has this huge thing that she did and said. So it's like, you know, it's just making your family look crazier and crazier, the rest of us. But they still continue with the support with all the people who live in victim mentality, that they need a leader. And so this person is leading the way for the victims to be victorious and, you know, feeling sorry for themselves and not even realizing the toxicity that they bring to the table, and that they create their own reality through their own toxicity. And while they want to blame everybody else for how they feel. So, So Huda has been, the Pied Piper of this movement of victim mentality. And so she was, it's very divided on how people look at her. A lot of people look at her as like, super toxic. I mean, it even goes further than that. Like, now her fetishizing black men, And I've said this before. If you only are attracted to a certain thing, you got to look at yourself. It's like, okay, maybe I have a fetish. Maybe, if I only, and this is also the thing where about gayness, because I was like, well, that is when you go into that thing, I only like this, I only like that. It's like, okay, well, you're closing a lot of doors. So why? Well, you got to ask yourself, because then it becomes fetishized. Like, as long as it's this, I'll like it. It's like, yeah, but it's individual. We shouldn't be looking at things from the surface like that. We should be looking deeper. And so it shouldn't be only this I'm attracted to. Yeah, you could be like, yeah, really, I find that quite attractive. And I'm drawn in this direction, but still keep myself open to what's inside of people, not just what's on the surface, because that's what creates these fetishes. So anyway, but she's got this fetishized whole thing out there now that people keep talking about with her thing with black men. And then it even goes further because of how she treats them. And so it's got a whole thing, about, and all this stuff keeps coming to the surface to get us to look at things in a different way, to see, like, how we treat people, and what drives us and stuff. So anyways, she went into this show, the Love Island show, with like 2 million followers or something. It may have even been like 1.8, but I think she had like 2 million followers. And all I had seen ever was like, there's all these people that lip sync and just dance around, and then they get all these followers. I don't know. I think it's so weird. But just so weird. Especially like sometimes I'll see these videos and these people will be like talking super serious, like, I'm really serious about this. This is like something I'm really going through right now. And then you go and you look at their stuff, and it's all lip syncing, all dancing, all just shallow shit. It's like, the real things are going to find you. There's no getting around it. So you could be, have 1 million followers that like to watch you lip sync, but that's, the real world's going to come and hit you upside the head. And so, anyways, this woman, Huda, she had this 2 million followers. She goes on the show, she raises a ruckus, brings all sorts of stuff up to the surface of what people are talking about. And she's very disliked by a lot of people, especially she just did this interview on this show that I've never even heard of. But it seems like it's a popular podcast, Call Me Your Daddy or Call Me Daddy or something. And which there's even a divide over the girl who was interviewing her. Was she setting her up, or was she just not coming at her? Like, all these people discussing all this stuff. So, but Huda gained 3 million followers. So she was up to 5 million. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. 5 million dysfunctional people are following this girl, thinking that she's like a good person to follow. It's like, it's wacky. But the universe was like, I'm not having it. The universe, her whole account got banned. I don't know if she's gotten it back. I don't know, because she was doing a lot of this stuff. Because even, seems like it wasn't just BuzzFeed. It seems like there's more articles in other magazines or something. But it's going really hard on racism towards the other girls and the darker girls in that were on the show. And so she's like creating a wave of racism or something. And all of it, it's funny how this stuff keeps getting brought up, because the other girl, who was also a minority, who was saying something racist against another minority, and then this girl, she's a minority, and then she's saying racist stuff about another minority, which when you run the numbers, white people are really the minority, which is really strange. I was really shocked when I heard that, because they said, how many people do you think are white people in the world? It was like 7%. So I don't know. Everything's so fucking weird. But because they try and make like, the white people are running the world. No, the people who are running the world are just against dark people. They make white people in a lab, but they are against the dark people, because the dark people are the indigenous people and the different colonizers from the other planets and stuff. And these ones want to run this planet. So there's a lot of weird shit going on in this world. But anyways, that's how the universe is going to be going in these directions, just like this guy. You can go, run from your crime of doing this thing to your little girl and go buy yourself $1 million house. Something's gonna go wrong, guaranteed. Tsunami is gonna come in and take you out. Something, because the universe is changing directions. You used to get away with this shit, not anymore. And so, yeah, she builds up her thing. She's thinking she's so famous, and then all of a sudden her account gets banned. And so then you got all these people who are just so pissed, and then they're fighting and arguing with each other, blaming each other. It's mental. It's mental how this stuff is just going crazier and crazier. People are going crazier and crazier. I can't even, every day, all day long, these things pop up of these horrendous crimes that people are doing. Like tying your 3-year-old upside down, hanging her from something like a piñata, and then beating her to death. Letting someone pay you to come in and assault your child, and beat them to death. Like it's mental. One lady for $400. Oh yeah, go ahead. 400. Fucking hell. God damn. Some of these things, like, are these even real? Like, but I know this real stuff really happens. I knew that stuff was going to get real whacked out, and people were really going to show the darkness, and since the universe likes everything to play out, then yeah, there's going to be a lot of weird shit that's going to play out, and it's going to keep getting us to be more like centered, to be more, to go out of this range of crazy and pull ourselves into balance, because it's so fucking crazy out there. And let me see, because it seemed like that there was some more things. The big thing that seems to be going on in the politics is this, not just the list, but the tie-in to the hoax of the Russian and Barack, and the involvement, and who all is involved, and how it goes. It's all going to tie together in a big old fucking package. And as more and more community leaders are being exposed, and that's where people have got to see, it's like, you don't need to worry about this motherfucking list. You need to fucking worry about what's going on in your communities, because these motherfuckers are the problem. They're in every community. It's like a fucking grid system. And it's the, what is that? It's like a, what is that word? It's a perpetrator, but it's invasive. It's so invasive. Invasive into our communities of these weirdo people. And like I said, like they even have jewelry, and they have certain symbols and shit that they wear to show each other. Like us, we could look at it and be like, oh, that's just jewelry. No, it's a sign. So it's a sign. Like if I'm in the room and I see that one, and I'm one of them, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go make friends with them. And so it's very pervasive. I think that's the word, pervasive in our communities, in that they are all over the place. They're fucking disease of our communities, and they're all around us, and they get themselves into places of power, and they align themselves with people in power. And so it is like a very, it is like there's strategic, and it's very invasive and pervasive in our communities, and that's where we got to start really paying attention to the people in our world that are in our orbit that are causing the problems, and they've got to go. They gotta go. And they're teachers. They are everything. They're bosses. There's firemen, there's policemen. I think there's like probably less firemen than there is policemen, but police in law enforcement, the yeah, it is like, because some do other things too, like assault women, or could assault guys. They can do all sorts of stuff, but it's kind of like they expose themselves to each other, and so some, are into this, and some are into that, and so some are, into the problem, like well, there's lots of problems with traffic and stuff like that, but there's the whole thing with kid, but then there's a whole thing of, you worry about the drug trade, but the human is way, way worse. And some of these people are involved with this stuff. And so I don't know, it's almost like, go on a call and then grab them up. What is that one? I did just see that. It was a kid. Okay, what happened with this kid? It's a baby. A toddler, maybe. Something happened. What was it? Because this happens in all these different things, like floods, all these different things where parents are missing. Here's this kid, and so they take them and move them through the system. So to us, it looks like, oh, the government steps up and does this stuff. No, they step in and take them, and then they are put in different places. And so yeah, cops are transporters, and there's a lot. Like, I swear to God, the first place to look in communities are the community leaders and the ones that work for those agencies, like the C and the P and the S. Those there's it's full. Then you got the counterbalance of really the do-gooders who really want to be out there and help people, but then you also have the front. So it's kind of like a front, so that they have access. So they're the first on the scene to get these, so that they can, drop them in a system that they get lost, and but they're not really lost. It's a marketplace. And so it depends on, I don't know, fate and destiny, where you end up, I guess, because it's, who's looking for what at what time. And so, and these people, they're all associated, which I think one place where there's a lot of association is church, weirdly enough. It's like they have meeting places, and there's places where they do find each other, and it is through these symbols of jewelry and stuff that they put out there. And it is, I think, in these places where they serve big round things with a lot of toppings, and so, and who knows what else and where else. But I mean, yeah, like if you work at a school and you're a perv and you wear certain jewelry than the other pervs, so you all come together and you protect one another. And then of course you gotta get together and have some parties. I mean, what would you do without having a party or two? And what are you gonna have to eat? Hot dogs and pizza. So that is something that I don't know. What do they really eat? The elixir. That's what they're after. So they can be young again. Which This is the thing about aging, which I don't believe aging is real. I think that we've all been going towards it because we believed it was real, but then once you see and you put on the brakes and you start going the other way, then you start recognizing like this aging thing isn't real. And but everybody takes it to different lengths, and everybody is bought in different stages of the game. And that so many people have bought into the Western medicine and what they have to offer, and do what they say so you can be healthy. Yeah, that's a fucking joke. So but Rick Springfield, so he just had a concert, and I couldn't see him up close, but you can go look at the footage or whatever. But he takes off his shirt or something and comes out when he's doing Jesse. I want my friend's girlfriend Jessie or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but that song that was really popular, I think in the 80s or 90s or whenever it was. And so he comes out to do that song with no shirt on, and he looks fucking fit, man, and he's 76 years old. It's like, this fucking is shenanigans to believe that you're going to be something. And you got people who are, I still, this fucking trend on TikTok with, show yourself if you are, because you got them doing it now in their 40s. So you have all these women in their 50s that were to show yourself, no makeup and everything in your 50s, be proud and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to be mean to other women, but you can tell, like, there's a lot of people not taking care of themselves. And a lot of them are proud, like, oh, look, I'm doing so good. But they do not take care of themselves at all. And some look so fucking old. Oh my God, I can't even believe how old some of these ladies look. And then in order to make things more complicated, of course, then they put out an old filter. So some people go and do the old filter. But like, there was one lady, and she was like, she did the old filter, guess my age, because there's a whole trend of that. It's like, you want to fucking have a bad day, go ask everybody to guess your age. And so all these ladies keep doing it, and it's just gonna beat you down. Just stop. And it just opens the door for these fucking maniacs to be mean. And it looks like it's starting to get light out. What is it, like 4 something? What is this, 122? I don't know, that's weird. Everything's so fucking weird. I guess it must be getting light at 4:30 or something. When did I start doing this? What time was it? I don't know, 3:30? I don't know, it's just weird. Everything's so weird. Everything's so heavy, and this headache thing. And I know the dogs don't feel good because this energy is fucking intense, man. It's heavy. I don't know how you can't like sleep through some of this shit. It's so intense. And then any interactions you have, most of the people are super just like, if you are healed, you just trigger. And it's like, it's exhausting, man. And people are so resistant to the healed way of living at this point. And it's uncomfortable. People are, it's like, people are comfortable with the whole process of aging and the dysfunction that we live in. And when you come in and you create a rift, and people become uncomfortable, and it's exhausting if you are out there just trying to be real, and people are, it bothers people. So, let me think, what was I saying? Rick Springfield, the aging, I said something until I saw the light. We all need to see the light. What was it? Aging. Oh, the heaviness of the, and it was like yesterday I had such a headache, and today it already is feeling like there's like pressure. Everything feels intense. Everything. And then I keep thinking, for how tense and intense I feel, and then how reactive people are. I have to keep reminding myself, like, okay, they're feeling this tension and they don't know what to do with it. They're feeling super tense, they're super reactive, they're super triggered, and they don't know what to do with it. So, yeah, I gotta get off of this thing of, look, they're hurting my feelings. It's like, people are, you're gonna get your feelings hurt out here in this world right now. Oh, yeah, okay, so the filter thing. Okay, yeah. So so this lady, she does this one, and she looks like she's like fucking 88 or something, and she's like, I think cause some of them are like, well, I'm 50, but they look like they're 100. And so she was doing it as a trick. Because then you go in and you look at her things, and it's not her, it's a filter. And then it's even this, haha, see, it's like a filter. It's like, okay. I don't understand that people that just go out and lie and pretend, it's like, what's wrong with you people? Have you got nothing else to do? But I don't know. Maybe they're trying to wake up some people. I don't know. It's on all different levels. But to me, it's like, it just seems weird to go around lying and playing games and stuff. Like, the world's hard enough. There's enough going on without this fucking bullshit. But I don't know. I guess if you wake up one person and make them realize something, then you've done a good job. And some people need to realize, like, if they're out there being mean to people and stuff, like, but there is a lot of these women who, because men aren't doing it. I don't see a bunch of men out there, guess my age, look at me without, and they don't even wear makeup. So all these women who are going and stripping down their, taking off all their makeup, moving it out there and stuff. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot that is just like, taking care of yourself and changing your lifestyle makes all the difference in the world. And you have to also realize, like, there's more to it, because it's mind, body, spirit. You have to be right in your mind, you have to be right in your spirit, and so it all goes together. So when you want to anti-age, when you want to go the other direction, because aging is it's a ride, like it's like a destination that they get you to get on the ride, and you comply, you feed into it. And so there's plenty of people who are like, oh well, I'll have that extra piece of cake, I'm getting old anyways, who cares, what does it matter, nobody looks at me, I'm not attractive anymore, nobody cares. It's like, well, you gotta care. Once you start caring and you go out in the world and you care, then yeah, you give yourself value. So you don't take away your value and ride the ride of aging, because it's just going to take you down and fucking. And then you got the women who just cover it up, just color your hair and go get some Botox and put on a bunch of makeup and all this shit. Oh, which also, look at the weirdness that comes out in people through all this. It's like this woman, she was a chunky girl, she wasn't absurdly obese. She was chunky, she was chubbed, but she, she's in the gym, she's trying to work on herself, she's trying to get her, she's trying to go in a new direction. And you have this lady creeping on her, creeping around, videotaping her. And it made the news, in whatever city this was. And so she's creeping around and laughing at her and shit. And the girl starts being like, what are you doing? What are you videotaping me? And she's just out there just working out and just keeps going about her business, working out. And it's like, how fucking rude, to do to somebody. To just point and then laughing at him and stuff. It's like, you know what? You need to realize, like, anybody could come up and start laughing at you too. We can all find something to pick on somebody about. Just the way it is. We can all find something wrong with somebody. It's like, what is that going to be your focus? You're just going to go around looking at what's wrong with everybody? Because that is, and then trying to get everybody to jump on board. And so the news story that was showing that said, oh, and it also brings up when this other lady did it, who was, she was a model or something that was all about, her figure or something. I don't know. Maybe she was a Instagram influencer or some shit. I don't know what the fuck she was, but somebody who, and she was super thin and, in shape in the gym and stuff. And so she was in the locker room, and there was apparently an obese person in there who was no clothes on. And so she took a video of this naked person in privacy. It makes me want to cry, man. I just cannot believe the cruelty in this fucking world sometimes, man. It's so fucking bullshit. And so she says, well, if I have to see this, what is it? Something about if I have to see this, and you're going to see it too, or something. And she posts it on Snapchat or something. And then once she got called out for it, she had to go and do this apology and stuff like that, because it was viewed by over 7 million people. And once she was called out, then she said, well, I only meant to send it to one person. It just happened to go on all my followers or something. So, excuses, you fucking toxic motherfucker. It's like, that is rude as shit. And then I just saw another video, which is just as mean. Like, man, it's just fucking mean. And this girl is, another girl who's really, really big. And when you get really big like that, it distorts parts of your body. And so you have things that look, strange on your body because you're distorting it. And it's hard because it comes from pain inside. And I know it starts as an insulation process, but it turns into a prison. And so you only see her from her behind from the back. And she's at a desk talking to a girl. So you see the girl at the desk, you see the desk, and you see the back of this lady. And she's like, I'm not staying, I'm leaving. So I don't know what it is or what's going on. But the comments, it's like, what in the hell? Like, what is wrong with people? Like, yeah, her butt is weird looking. But how many fucking mean things? Like, you would just want to tear people down, like this person doesn't have feelings because she's heavy, she has no feelings. You think that this isn't going to get back to her? It's like the cruelty out here. The absolute cruelty in this world it's crazy. I just don't understand. And I don't know. I just think that it's very, very mean. And I have some other things going through my mind. But anyways, I just think, we really got to think about other people's feelings, because just like, the one girl, I don't even know what the other one, the naked one in the locker room. They only showed the lady who did it, and she was very fit, and she's there making fun of somebody who wasn't. It's like, for some people, it's hard because it is mind, body, spirit. And for some people, they're emotionally trapped in their pain and suffering. And they make themselves feel good by eating. And it creates an insulation because we are energetic. And so for a while, they feel more insulated from the energy of others. But after a while, like I said, it becomes a prison. And not only that, this system was built on making us sick. So they put addictive things in foods, and they made the food have no nutrition. Which I saw somebody else talking about that. Like, what I had seen was some kind of study or whatever, and they were like at the malls, where they come up to you, okay, try this, and this, and give us our feedback. And apparently this is where they were doing this, when they were deciding what we are addicted to. And they were feeding kidney cells. It's disgusting. It just grosses me the fuck out. And so that's how they found like some kind of, and they call it something, but it's kidney cells that, is something which makes me think it has something to do with urine or something. But it is something that you give it to us and we want more. And so they use it as an addictive substance in food. And but I saw somebody yesterday or the day before doing a video talking about how they create the addiction in food, is that they put people in it, and people are addicted to eating people and they don't even know. But I had only seen it about the kidney cells, so I don't know. But I do know that our food is full of people. I do know that. And people are gonna freak out when they realize how much of our food is, Soylent Green. So that's gonna be confirmation. That's gonna be a thing that It's going to be a big thing. They're all waiting on the list. Well, there's a lot more things to worry about than that fucking list. I mean, those people are I'm sure, taken down. Oh, yeah, and this is another thing, too, is like somebody was saying, is like, if you don't think that there is really things happening, then what are all these, what are those things? It used to be like there was 175,000 of them or something. Warrants for arrest. I don't remember what they're called, indictments or something out on these people. And so they were all had court things like that they were going to be arrested and stuff. And so somebody was saying that how could there be 50,000 of them? And I was like, 50,000? It used to be like 175. It must have been a lot of people had gone down. And so people are like, if this isn't real, then why would they have all these arrest things going? And so, yeah, that's what you got to remember too. And a lot of these people have been arrested. A lot of them are, I think they filled the get already. And I think that's why they started making the alligator alley. And so these people are going to be going down. Like, there's no getting around it. Like, it doesn't make a shit about the motherfucking list as far as I'm concerned. The only reason I think so many people want it is, like I said, they want to know if they're who they worship or idolize is on it. But also, so many of them want Donald to be on it because they want him to be taken down. It's like, you guys are a part of the darkness then, because he's bringing us the things that we want. He's bringing us the steps towards freedom. He's making the money turn around. He's taking down these people who have been corrupting our society for so long. And it goes through the financial stuff and everything. But yeah, the food and stuff was made to make people gain weight, make all these people get fat, and then make them emotionally depleted and depressed, so they just eat more and eat more, then tell them they need to eat this, they need to eat that, and then they get all hung up on this schedule and what you got to eat at this time, what you got to eat at this time. Well, I got to be healthy, I got to do this right. It's like, but you're being misled, and they are tricking people. And that's where you connect to yourself, your mind, body, spirit, and start seeing like, oh, wait a minute, if I follow their schedule, I gain weight. If I just follow what my body tells me, I lose weight. So let's see, which way do I want to go? But there's people who are really disconnected themselves because they are so busy following the system and doing what they're told. But anyways, I think we need to have a lot more empathy for people and the situation with obesity, because it was created to make people sick. I make a lot of money off fucking diabetes and heart disease and shit. And so, those people are trying to fill themselves up and find something to make themselves feel better. So anyways, but we're going to have big changes that are coming, And it's not going to be just people that diet and starving themselves. If you want to lose weight, the worst thing you can do is do more trauma to yourself and hate yourself and beat yourself down. Tell yourself you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're hideous. You're ugly. And you need to lose weight and stuff like that. The change you want to make is just start loving yourself. Just start loving yourself. Find the way to get there. Because that's when you're going to start doing it healthy. That's when you're going to start feeling better. You're going to start looking better because you're going to feel better. And so the worst thing to do is this, I'm going to starve my body. My body doesn't deserve to have food. It's so hideous. It's like, that's not the way you want to treat yourself. So, anyways, let's look at my hairdo and see if it's making any major changes since yesterday. I'm going to keep up on this shit. So, I don't know. It looks always the same to me. I know it is getting more, but I don't know. It's not as drastic or dramatic as some of these ladies. And my tooth, God, it's been kind of sore. So, I'll just be so glad once it's sealed up. It's healed and sealed. I'll be good. So, anyways, but that's what we need in this whole fucking world, We need to heal. Everybody needs to heal. And you have these people like, oh, you don't need to heal. You're perfect the way you are. It's like, then why am I fucking miserable? It's like, you got to get down to the core of you. You got to see what it is that, why you do the things you do, why you go the way you go, why you think the way you think. you know, and there's lots of people who jump on board to make fun of somebody else because they feel bad about themselves. But that's cruelty. It's hateful behavior. It's low vibration. It's toxic. And so, and you know, not to say you're a bad person, but you have to recognize what it is that leads you, why you do the things you do. That's learning to understand yourself, and learning to understand yourself is the whole core to learning how to accept yourself. And once you can accept yourself, you can accept other people and quit thinking, you know, I don't know so much about the good guy, bad guy, and this guy is bad. It's this whole victim mentality, you know, oh, we're the good ones, they're the bad ones. It's like, there's nobody who's all good. There's nobody who's all bad. We're just a big mix-up of out of balance people that are full of good and bad, and we shift around in the mix. We do what we feel like we need to do to survive. So, and the more you can recognize that in yourself, the better things get, because then we can stop being enemies with one another and we can unite. And that makes us stronger. It makes us more powerful. And that's where we start building communities where we feel accepted and loved. And so it all comes from within us, and that we are the start. We're the wave of change. So, learning how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody else, and learning how to have the day you want, because it's how you put your energy. So be aware where you're putting it, and we'll talk about it again tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.